wishing everyone a happy story. Mom, you're here. Mom, come in and sit down, come in and sit down. After the daughter-in-law opened the door, she saw me coming. Her eyes lit up as if she saw her savior. I nodded, keeping a calm expression as I entered the door. The house was very quiet, the son had gone to work, the granddaughter was still sleeping, the nanny who was supposed to be home was nowhere to be seen. Where is the nanny you mentioned? When mentioning nanny, Chu-Chu's eyes that were bulging just now suddenly turned red, and she stammered that the other party had gone to buy breakfast. Worried that I and the children living in the same house would make everyone uncomfortable, after my son got married, I stayed behind and rarely came to visit. I knew I was old and my knowledge about childbirth was outdated, so I resolutely hired a nanny who knew how to take care of pregnant women to take care of my daughter-in-law, and then also booked the best postpartum care center. It just so happens that my son got a promotion and a raise, so I suggested that he hire a nanny when I gave birth. I didn't have good conditions, let alone postpartum recovery. Now that I have the conditions, I don't want to mistreat my daughter-in-law who gave birth to my son. I originally thought this method would be very effective, but I didn't expect that my good intentions would ruin things. Up until now, Chu-Chu has always been a gentle woman. Ever since she got married, she has never argued and never caused trouble for others. Now she called me crying and begging for help. She must be very upset. After hearing that, I realized what kind of nanny their family had hired. Clearly they had hired a devoted ancestor. During the probationary period, that nanny worked carefully, patiently and politely, but after she was hired, after probing the temperaments of my son and daughter-in-law, the nanny immediately changed her attitude. My son is fine at home, but when he is not at home, the nanny is very noisy. Instead of using water from the water purifier, she uses water from e-tablets to wash vegetables, cook rice and clean the bathroom. She says that this is the only way to feel secure. She deliberately uses baby wipes to clean the table, and when turning on the air conditioner, she has to open the window to ventilate. She says that for the baby's good, she has to leave the water running for 2 hours before stopping. The consequence of these unreasonable actions was that the electricity and water bills and daily expenses skyrocketed. If that was the case, then this nanny also caused trouble for the couple. The son was stupid, the daughter-in-law was gentle. I couldn't just sit there and didn't do anything, so I immediately packed up my clothes and ran over. I really wanted to see what kind of demon the other party was. I patted her hand, softly comforted her with 2 sentences. It's okay. Mommy is here, you learn a little more. Don't let others bully you in the end. Chu-Chu nodded repeatedly, couldn't help but sit a little closer to me. The voice of my niece came from the room. It seemed like the child had woken up. Come, go see our treasure. It's been a long time since Mommy has seen her. The little girl was white and chubby. She didn't cry when she woke up and was playing by herself. My heart softened. After washing my hands, I held the little girl in my arms. The little girl blinked at me, then smiled brightly. This little girl wasn't afraid of strangers. Suddenly, there was a loud noise. The little girl in my arms was so scared that she trembled, and immediately cried loudly, crying until her little face turned red. Oh my God, Chu-Chu, please coax the child. I have washed clothes, cooked, and decided to clean the house. Why can't you take care of just one child? It would be strange if it were us back then. The voice was both sharp and tied up, and it kept going on and on. If you didn't know better, you would think she was Zhao Zhao's mother-in-law. I put my little niece in Zhao Zhao's arms and was about to go out to show the other party how formidable I was when I suddenly heard the angry voice of my stupid son. Wife, what are you doing? Quickly comfort the child. I can already hear the child crying outside the door. Oh, is that high? You change your shoes and rest first. The food is here. My waist is not very comfortable. You tell Chu-Chu to help me make food. Okay, Auntie Lu, you go and I will tell her to do it. I went home to sleep for a while, and when dinner was done, he called me. When I heard that, I was furious. For so many years I had been both his father and mother, and I knew how hard it was, so I hated irresponsible men even more. Now, besides complaining, Chao Yang not only did not take responsibility, hired a nanny and even wanted his wife to cook for the nanny. Having this son is not as good as giving birth to a piece of roast pork. I rushed forward and gave him a slap and then kicked his butt. Mom, why are you here? You still know that I am your mother? I thought you adopted someone else as your mother. What did you hire a nanny for? Not only does she not cook, but she also wants Zhao Zhao to cook. Is your brain mixed up? Every time I said something, I hit Gao Yang on the back, causing him to glare. Mom, I was wrong. I was wrong, Mom, don't hit me anymore. I really know I was wrong. Sister, what are you doing here? Xiao Gao, I'm old and it's not easy. He is a good person, don't hit him. He is a father now, he still needs face. The nanny quickly ran over to stop me from hitting and scolding Chao Duong. I smiled coldly, this stupid child can be dealt with later, but right now there is someone who doesn't know his place, so I have to deal with him first. In 3 steps, I had already arrived in front of the other party. I lowered my head and looked down, my face expressionless as I stared at the person in front of me. My husband died early. I was a widow and I had to take along a son who was not strong enough. In the village, there were some gossipy women who deliberately made my son cry. I chased after them and asked them about their family. Say I'm a street hustler. I'll help you spread the word and slash at that person until he's scared to pee his pants. Moreover, I'm 1m7 tall, so to have the strength to work, I don't pick guys who are bigger than normal women. Facing me, the nanny went from being a loudspeaker to now turning into a super cannon. Her voice when talking also became much smaller. Good person, I think it is a fool. If you don't speak up, I will deal with you, then suddenly you jump in. I ask you, using money to hire you to be a nanny for you to enjoy? Asking my daughter-in-law to cook for you, is that also worthy? Being so arrogant and domineering in my house, do you really think you are the mother of the gods? On the contrary, I want to ask which nanny company introduced you to this kind of attitude. I need to report it to your company very well. I pointed at the nanny's nose and cursed, causing her to continuously retreat, her back pressed against the wall. I don't have any, today is an exception, little high class, what do you say? The nanny's face turned pale, her eyes also red. Clearly she was quite frightened. I snorted coldly, with this little ability, you dare to bully a young person. Mom, don't be angry, Aunt Lu is usually very nice. She's upset today, there's no need to make such a big deal out of it. Gao Yang saw the neighbors around sticking their heads in to look. She immediately blushed and quickly closed the door, persistently begging me. Mom, it's not easy to get a good person like her. Aunt Lu is not normally like this, Mom, give Aunt Lu a chance. Yes. Sister, I just tried to stretch my body a bit and it doesn't hurt anymore. I'm going to cook now. I stopped the nanny and looked at Gao Yang. No, I'll fire this person immediately. There's no need to discuss this matter any further. Chao Yang, do you understand what I'm saying? The employer uses money to buy services. Training them is the company's business. We can spend time choosing nannies, but we absolutely cannot waste time waiting for a nanny who only knows how to bully the weak and changes when she sees the strong change. I ordered to look at Chao Yang, this stupid and naive child who also likes to show off, being bullied and still doesn't know. A nanny at my level, it's hard for people to hire me. Xiao Gao, you should understand, I feel like you're good-natured, so I stay with you. If I leave now, I won't come back. I work at your house, how many people admire me? I left your house not knowing how many people wanted to hire me. The nanny was so embarrassed that she became angry. She kept rubbing her face, but her eyes were full of guilt. Okay, then I will leave. In the end, Chao Yang still nodded and agreed to change to another nanny. Seeing the hatred in the nanny's eyes as she left, I felt lucky that I had made this decision. Someone like that was clearly impossible to keep. Because of the contract, the management company agreed to change the person. Chiu and I went to choose ourselves and finally chose a pretty good one. This time the nanny's surname is Vong. A little younger, works carefully, cooks well, is quiet and has a gentle personality. Seeing that Vong and the children are getting along quite well, I felt relieved to return. When I left, Chiu held my arm and refused to let me leave. She couldn't bear to leave me. Mom's habits don't fit living with you guys. If there's anything, just tell Mom. Mom knows there are some things you can't talk about, just let Mom take care of it. Chiu, you did a great job this time. Chiu has a job. When the baby is a little older, she has to go back to work. Having a nanny who knows how to eat is very important. After more than a month, I came home and received a call from Chu Vong saying that she was transferred after 2 weeks. But yesterday Chu texted me and didn't mention this. If I hadn't left a note telling Xiao Wang to call me if something happened, I might not have known about it until now. Thank you, Xiao Wang. Why did you only tell me now? If it was someone else, would you know? Xiao Wang stammered, then what else is there to not understand? I didn't make it difficult for her, and immediately sent her a small red envelope. The next time I went to Gao Yang's house, I deliberately chose a time when he wasn't home to come. It's fine for this stupid son to be tired, but my niece and daughter-in-law can't be bullied forever. I really want to see what he wants to choose between pride and family. Mom, why did you come here? I took out the things in my hand, pushed past Zhao Zhao and went into the house. Mom, buy us some fruits and buy your niece some toys too. Chao Yang is not home, right? Mom brought these things inside. I can't hold them. As soon as I entered the door, the person sitting on the sofa happily watching TV was none other than the nanny. Why was she here? Where was Xiao Wang? Zhao Zhao's face showed an awkward expression. She stammered for a long time but still couldn't say anything. The other nanny, on the other hand, said smugly, Sister, Xiao Gao paid extra to hire me again. You didn't like Xiao Wang when you hired him. It's time for dinner, I should go cook. I don't need to look in the mirror to know how ugly my face is right now. If Gao Yang hadn't been born to me in the countryside, I would have strongly suspected that the nanny surnamed Lu was his biological mother. How did this happen? Seeing that she couldn't hide it any longer, Zhao Zhao told the truth. It turned out that not long after I left, rumors spread in the neighborhood that Gao Yang and Zhao Zhao were cunning people, and that they would fire the nanny after her probationary period ended. It was also said that the poor girl in the house was not rich, only had a son without a husband, so Chao Yang and Zhao Zhao had no mercy and chased her away. At first, the reason could still be explained clearly, but after that, many people could not explain it clearly. Every time Chao Yang came home from work, he would inevitably run into people in the neighborhood who would say things like, "If you don't have money, why hire a maid?" It was truly a case of knowing one's face but not one's heart. What happened next, without Zhao Zhao saying it, I could guess that it was Gao Yang who, out of pride, paid more money to hire someone to come back and then swallowed the bitter pill. At this point, not teaching that nanny a lesson instead allowed her to gain the upper hand. No wonder she didn't show any fear just now. I sighed, this was also my fault. After my husband passed away, I told Gao Yang that the most important thing in being a person is to have courage. As long as you earn your own money, you absolutely must not ask for help from others. Whoever says I can't do it, I want to prove that I can do it even more. During the process of educating him, because I was always busy making money, I couldn't accompany Gao Yang, which caused him to become such a prideful person. It was only when I discovered that Gao Yang's personality could no longer be fixed. Although I had told him many times that even if he was to be killed, he could not lose face, but now the key point was not that he alone would lose face, but when the rumor spread the whole family would be harmed. This was no longer a small matter. Looking at Nanny Lu humming softly in the kitchen, I suddenly felt that this was truly a good opportunity for Gao Yang to change. Chiu Chiu, do you believe me? After explaining it clearly to Chiu Chiu, I took advantage of the time when Nanny was cooking to go out. By the time I returned, Nanny had already finished cooking. There were 3 salty dishes, 2 of which Chiu Chiu couldn't eat because she was allergic to seafood, and the remaining 1 vegetable dish full of chili that Chiu Chiu also couldn't eat. On the table was also a large plate of durian. Those who smelled it would naturally like it, those who didn't would just feel nauseous, but Chiu Chiu was someone who couldn't smell it. Having been a nanny for so long, I didn't believe that she wouldn't know what her employer didn't like to eat. But I was afraid that she wouldn't act up. What do you mean by cooking all the food that Zhao Zhao is allergic to and can't eat? Nanny picked up a chopstick of seafood, her mouth full of grease. Sister, these are all good things, there's no such thing as allergies. It's all lies. As long as Zhao Zhao eats a little more each time, one day it will be gone. What if something happens? Eating food that you're allergic to can be fatal, do you know? My daughter-in-law is still breastfeeding her child. Can you take responsibility if anything happens? You're crazy. After saying that, I flipped the table over, then chased Nanny out the door. Chiu Chiu, go pack your clothes, we're leaving now. Chiu Chiu, this child is too gentle, but luckily she still has the ability to judge. Immediately went into the room to pack her things. I also quickly installed all the cameras I bought because to prevent mistakes before entering the door, I attached a mini camera to my collar. At the beginning of the year, everything is about evidence. What are you doing? Let me in. Oh my God, I just want to do my job honestly. Why are you bullying me? Oh my God, can you see this? Help me. I snorted coldly, only finding it funny. She wouldn't think that crying was reasonable, right? Cry like crazy. I should let my stupid son see what kind of easy but hard to chase God he invited away. After Chu Chu finished packing, I took out my makeup and painted her face. This silly child, what use is holding back? It will only make people take advantage of it. Today I will teach you what to do if someone touches you. Seeing the large red spots on Chu Chu's face and arm, I nodded in satisfaction and took the suitcase from her hand. After cleaning everything up, I turned on all the cameras and led my niece and Chu Chu out the door. Oh, this is so unreasonable. Who would bully someone like that? That's right, it's okay, we are all on the right side, we will definitely help you get justice. That's right, we rely on our own strength to make a living. No one is more noble than anyone else. Just hearing it, I know it's the words of old people. If they were online, their words would be so loud that the screen would freeze for a while. Really, thank you everyone. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't know what to do now. My son went to work for hire. A woman like me could only work as a nanny. As soon as the door opened, all the criticism and complaints stopped. I went out, one hand pulling the suitcase and the other holding a cloth bag. My eyes were red. As soon as I stopped, 2 lines of tears fell down. Chu Chu, come with me, I will take you home. Chu Chu saw me like that and her eyes naturally turned red. The little girl seemed to sense her mother's emotions and also cried loudly. If this isn't miserable, then what is? Here, from the old to the young, we are all full of people. Compared to the nanny who is crying warmly, our tears are real. Sister, this is sister. Someone spoke up. I immediately looked at the nanny but then stubbornly started to tell that wasn't the nanny my son hired. I didn't come and I wouldn't know that she wanted to kill my daughter-in-law. She fed my daughter-in-law all the foods that she was allergic to and couldn't eat. Everyone, look at her now, isn't she just sick with measles? If I hadn't come and picked her up, my daughter-in-law and granddaughter might have been killed without even knowing it. So why didn't you tell your son? I sighed and said, I told you before, it was so hard to chase people away. I don't know which group of people deserved to be chopped into 1,000 knives and said we were bullying them, but my son invited them back. One sentence said what kind of person the nanny was, another sentence said my son was stupid, and by the way, he also cursed the talkative neighbors. Seeing that, Chu Chu almost couldn't help but laugh. I quickly moved to cover her. The old people saw her shaking shoulders and thought that she was crying even more sadly. Everyone also stood up in embarrassment. She was lying. I made food that she clearly hadn't eaten, so she couldn't be allergic. No, it's not like that, it's really not like that. If you say no, then just pretend it's not like that. Please get out of my way. I want to take my daughter-in-law to the hospital. If you're late, I'm afraid it'll be too late. Please. I raised my voice and clasped my hands together. Anyone who saw me would find me pitiful. The hand that can hold it hurts, the back that can bend low. This is the experience I have accumulated over the years. The nanny's face turned red. This time she was really bullied, but how many people would believe it? Seeing that she still wanted to stop me, the old lady beside her anxiously pulled her back. Little sister, you quickly run on the road so as not to delay any longer. Chu Chu and my niece got into the car. I stepped on the gas and left the neighborhood. After returning home, I contacted the little king and signed another contract. This time the person who signed the contract was the company, so no one could chase her away. Seeing that everything was on track, I turned on the camera. Before I got home I called Gao Yang, but before he could say anything I hung up, thinking that he must have arrived home by now. I guess right, Gao Yang just happened to come home, and saw Nanny using a baby towel to rush to the table. Aunt Lu, where is my mother? Where is Zhao Zhao? She's gone, she took her away herself. Nanny rolled her eyes, avoiding important issues and only talking about trivial matters today. Today I made food that Chu Chu didn't like. She called me to tell her sister. She rushed over to scold me. Gao, I thought Zhao Zhao was still breastfeeding, she couldn't be picky, I didn't expect her to touch me like that. I only said over the phone that something happened, so I took Zhao Zhao away, I didn't say what happened. Such a trivial drama. If Gao Yang just made a phone call to Zhao Zhao or me, would have been exposed. But it didn't do that. Gao, I think it's good for Zhao Zhao to go out for a few days so your mother and Zhao Zhao can understand your hardships, don't you think so? Only I can see your hardships, but the two of them just take it for granted. I really feel sorry for you. But right after that, I couldn't laugh anymore because I saw Gao Yang nod in agreement with what she said. Auntie, you're right, it's good for Zhao Zhao to go out and relieve her stress for a few days, she'll understand later. If Zhao Zhao isn't home, I'll call my son over, I'll make some food and buy some wine tonight, you two can talk to each other. He's always said he wants to learn more from you, what do you think? The nanny took advantage of the situation and Gao Yang even agreed. When they entered the house, the mother and son did not hesitate to sweet talk, drinking one cup after another, making Gao Yang feel as if he was floating in the clouds. By the time it got dark, Gao Yang was already drunk. "Mom, there are no cameras here, right?" The nanny shook her head, her face showing a smug expression. "Mother and son have been waiting here for so long. If there were cameras, why would they call me?" His wife ran away. "Now he is alone. Remember to bring the things back, understand?" The son nodded perfunctorily. The mother and son entered the bedroom. Zhao Zhao and I glanced at each other. Luckily, while Zhao Zhao was packing her things, I told her to take all her jewelry and certificates with her. As for Gao Yang, he was still in the same place. "Mom, he won't wake up, right?" In the video recording, the mother and daughter's appearance and actions were clearly recorded. There was no way to deny it. Teaching someone is never enough. Once in a lifetime is enough. Without a nanny to cause trouble and a husband who graduated, Qiu Qiu's life was much more comfortable. Qiu Qiu and I had nothing to do, so we just sat watching the camera and saw the nanny without a supervisor spending more and more lavishly. People shower in the bathroom but turn on all the lights and air conditioners and open all the windows. When washing vegetables, they have to wash each leaf, and they also use more expensive water. Baby wipes cost 2 to 30 yuan, so they use 6 to 7 packs a day. At noon, there was no need to cook for Gao Yang. The nanny immediately called her son over. The mother and son ate and drank freely because they didn't want the neighbors in the neighborhood to gossip. At night, they sent their son to stand guard at the door. When they saw Gao Yang coming back, they quickly welcomed him, not carrying fruit but holding wine without saying a word, pulling him into the house. Eating and drinking so lavishly, calculating with the living expenses Gao Yang gave the nanny, there wasn't much left. I looked at Qiu Qiu. "Zhao Zhao, call him to ask for living expenses. He should be supporting Yang and the baby. How much should you ask for?" Gao Yang's salary is about 30,000 yuan. Hiring a maid costs almost 10,000 yuan, and the remaining 20,000 yuan is for the mortgage, car payment, and other living expenses. Ask for as much as you want. Seeing Qiu Qiu spread out 5 fingers, I shook my head in dissatisfaction. Qiu Qiu hesitated for a long time before spreading out 2 more fingers. I smiled helplessly. I had to ask for 10,000 years. I told her I definitely had to send it. Chao Duong and Qiu Qiu both have problems. Qiu Qiu's problem is that she is too gentle. Even when bullied, she only knows how to ask for help and doesn't know how to fight back. One day I will leave this world before them. I cannot stay with them forever. But husband and wife must help each other. And when they have children, they must mature to become the pillars. I want to change not only Chao Duong but also Qiu Qiu. "Hello, husband." Receiving Qiu Qiu's call, Chao Duong was very happy and asked when she would return. Qiu Qiu tried to control herself and pretended to be angry. "I'm not going back. I want to stay outside with the baby for a while. Send me 10,000 years. I don't have any money. Don't I live with my mother? Why don't I live with my mother?" Gao Yang on the screen stood up in confusion. "Where are you? It's not safe for you to bring the baby. I'll come pick you up and take you home." Qiu Qiu looked at my encouraging eyes, her voice becoming more determined. "Yeah, no need. You stay with your aunt. I'm safe. Wait until I'm no longer angry and I'll come back. Anyway, you didn't send me any money, right? The baby and I are still starving." Although Gao Yang was very stupid, he was not without a cure. At least he transferred the money quickly. Next was my turn. Zhao Zhao said that the dowry and the wedding gifts were all on her card, and that the 2 of them would have their salaries deposited into another card. This card was linked to Gao Yang's account but was held by Zhao Zhao. What I need to do is find an excuse to make Chao Duong withdraw all of his savings so that he won't have any money left. As for me, the mother, Chao Duong said that there was nothing to worry about and told me to use it with peace of mind. I wasn't worried at all because the one who should be worried was him. At night, Nanny came to Gao Yang to ask for money. "Little Gao, we don't have enough money for living expenses. Give me more money or else I won't have money to buy food tomorrow." "Okay, how much do you need?" Nanny smiled and asked for 6,000 yuan. She only bought vegetables and meat. She gave 5,000 yuan at the beginning of the month, and now she's asking for another 6,000 before the end of the month. "Xiao Gao, I'm not the type to be picky. You know, the ingredients I bought are all good quality. If you don't believe me, I can show you the notes." Gao Yang was indifferent. He didn't care that there was still some change in the account so it wouldn't be completely gone. But he didn't expect that this was just the beginning. 6,000 yuan is enough for a family. He bought it this afternoon, but now it all falls on the nanny's head. The money doesn't belong to the nanny, so she just buys the most expensive things and uses them with her son. The three of them use it this way, so the 6,000 yuan is quickly gone. Every time she opens her mouth to ask for money, Gao Yang shows a troubled expression and the nanny changes tactics. Little Gao, do you like expensive things? If you don't have enough money, let me buy something cheaper, it's fine for now. Combined with an expression of sympathy and pity, this was clearly not a ladder for Gao Yang to go down, but to force Gao Yang to take out the money. But this stupid boy still had pride, so he gritted his teeth and took out the money. I couldn't just watch the nanny and her daughter live off each other like parasites anymore after I found out the working and resting times of a few people. When I was bored, I went for a walk around the neighborhood. I went to the square and the chess place where people said there were a lot of people. I was afraid that the nanny would spend money like water and accidentally say that things in the house kept getting lost. In addition to the noise last time I took Chiu Chiu away, everyone in the neighborhood now knew about my family. Furthermore, there was the matter of missing things, so they instinctively looked to see if anyone was entering or leaving my son's house. Seeing that the fire was getting bigger, I also prepared to make the final move. Who? I'm old and my son is an adult, so I'm afraid of bothering him even if I want to talk to him. That nanny tricked him so easily, I don't know what to do. I can only visit my son often. Even though he's grown up, he's still my flesh and blood. My daughter-in-law, I dare not let her go. She cannot argue. When she is falsely accused, she cannot argue. Seeing everyone's sympathetic gaze, I left the residential area with a lonely expression. As soon as I reached the gate, I immediately looked away. Chiu Chiu had been waiting in the car for a long time. Mom, you act so realistically, you're really good. Right now, the mother and daughter are in the house, we must let them meet. Chiu Chiu has done it once before, so her eyes are not filled with excitement. She quickly took out her phone and called. As soon as she picked up the phone, she changed her tone. Hello, the husband I rented from the house was leaking. My clothes and the babies are all wet. Can you go home and get me 2 sets of clothes and then bring them to me? When she said this, she cried tears of sadness, very brave like me. Okay, I'll get off work in an hour and I'll ask for leave to go get clothes for you and the baby. Don't forget to send me the address. I hung up the phone. Not long after, Chiu Chiu and I saw Chao Duong enter the residential area, standing in the security room, but before he could get his things, he was surrounded by people. Xiao Gao, sometimes you trust outsiders too much. They are outsiders, not family members. You have to listen to us, we advise you to eat more salt than you eat rice. That's right, your nanny made your wife allergic and you still kept her? No, I'm telling you, can you stand it? Xiao Gao, you're so generous. Just come home for dinner and take a nap. I see that your house is about to become the nanny's house with her child. Sentence after sentence was aimed at Gao Yang. Gao Yang felt his brain stagnate, his face was red as blood. When he was outside, he was always a person with dignity. If these people's words weren't directed at him, then what? It was clearly his family's business. The whole neighborhood knew about it. More importantly, this is completely untrue. Uncle and aunt, everyone, don't joke around, there's no such thing. I haven't talked about allergies with you yet. I know about Aunt Lu's son, but he only came to eat dinner in the evening and then left, so how could he be at my house? Everyone around looked at each other, somewhat reluctantly. Xiao Gao, don't rush to deny that your wife is allergic to seafood, right? Last time your mother came to take her away, we saw with our own eyes that her face and hands were red and swollen as if she had a cold. That's right, that nanny and her daughter are still in your house. If you don't believe me, go back and take a look. A bunch of people surrounded Gao Yang. If you've already thrown the spear, you have to follow it. The door just opened, Gao Yang's face was as black as his ass, and the TV was blaring. The nanny and her daughter each lay on a sofa. The table was full of coconut shells, food bags, and fruit seeds. Most importantly, there were 2 pairs of stinky socks on the floor. Brother, why did you come back at this time? That guy was originally lying down, suddenly jumped up like a carp. Brother, don't misunderstand. It's not like that, I mistook your head. Chao Duong went straight into the house and punched that guy straight in the face. He grabbed that guy's collar and kept punching him down. F***ck, you turned my house into this and you still say it's a misunderstanding. How many times have you snuck into my house, you bastard? As soon as he saw his son being beaten, the nanny immediately jumped in. What are you doing? Little hi, I'll go clean up later, can't you? Let go quickly, don't hit my son, quickly let go. At this time Chao Duong couldn't listen in his head now. It was just a clean house, now it's turned into this. My wife got an allergy and left, and he didn't even know the punch landed harder and harder. Damn, are you addicted to beating him? That guy swung his leg and kicked hard. It was hard to stand up and was left behind by others. The mixer, this is the mixer breaking into the house to rob. Quickly call the police. As soon as he heard about calling the police, that guy and the nanny were both shocked. They really did mix things. If you don't return it, it's fine. If you don't get caught, it's okay. Now that you're caught red-handed, you absolutely can't report it to the police. Xiao Gao, Aunt Lu, please. My son just got here and really didn't do anything else. So let him go. Can I not get my salary this month? 2 months. 2 months is fine. DUNGS, that's it, bro. You've already beaten me, let me go. I really consider you as bro. Chao Duong is breathing like a ghost. There's not even a trace of emotion on his face. Aunt Lu, the contract was clearly written. Don't bring strangers into my house without permission. It was fine to eat and drink before, but now what is it? You even deliberately bought food that my wife is allergic to. What do you mean? Do you really think I'm an idiot? I want to fire you. I also want to call the police to arrest your son. Seeing that Chao Duong didn't eat soft food, the nanny was also angry and didn't act like usual. She stood in front of her son and looked at Chao Duong. What are you pretending to be like that for? Do you think I don't know? How many nannies did you choose me to keep? Wasn't it because I praised you? You really care about a little bit of face. You're an idiot. I bought food, don't you know everything? But you didn't criticize me. The one who was praised was you, so you didn't pay attention. The same goes for that woman. What right do I have to go to work at this age? She can still eat and enjoy life. I'm the one is to spend your money. Can you call the police to arrest me? I bought the things openly and honestly to use at your house. Why do you want to ask for them back? It was because you willingly. The nanny's words were like thunder in the clear sky. It attracted everyone's attention. Even Chao Duong looked at her. Originally no one paid attention to the boy was planning to hide behind her. As soon as that guy opened the door, I kicked the person who carried him into the house. The water in the filter is not used to wash vegetables and cook rice. You have to use water. The pill said that only then can you feel secure to eat, miss. She said she was sick for no reason. I want to sue her for defamation. Chu Chu pointed to the hidden camera in the living room. There was a camera there. Everything could be recorded. As soon as she finished speaking, the police rang out in the neighborhood. Chu Chu looked at the pale faces of mother and son. The two of them jumped up and laughed. This should be fine. You guys can explain to the police. Is our house stuff really mixed up? Gao Yang ran into the bedroom fiercely. Then a scream came to my watch, my limited edition watch. Oh my god. I want to call the police to arrest you. That watch is Gao Yang's dignity. Now that the watch is nowhere to be seen, he has completely lost his mind. When the policeman arrived, he also didn't care about dignity anymore. He confessed everything. Mom, you really don't plan on telling him? Chu Chu looked at the messy scene. She poked my arm. That watch is so important. Of course we found someone to take it back. Wait until he gives up, then I'll give it back to him. Chu Chu nodded. And we went to the police station together. That son is addicted gambling. Those things that name mixed were enough to put her in jail a long time ago. The nanny couldn't escape the crime, so they went to jail together. Those two, mother and son, didn't have money to compensate. They only had one house. That guy's wife was beaten and cursed enough, so she decided to sell the house to compensate us and then left. And the nanny's story also spread throughout the nanny industry. The management company increased training. Every time they used her as a bad example to teach. When the mother and son got out of jail, they were unemployed. They didn't even have a house to live in. After going through this, Chao Duong also understood one thing. 1,000 good words in other people's mouths are not as good as holding money in hand. He sincerely apologized to Chu Chu. From then on, he didn't dare to brag anymore. Chu Chu nodded in satisfaction. Let's see what his attitude was. The little niece was fast asleep in my arms. I put the baby on the bed and then went back to my hometown. Hide yourself after the victory. Thank you everyone for listening to the story.